Miss Cleo here for the Garden of Eden, which is my Garden of Eden. All right, guys, I just want to show you what's going on here. You see it's potted, and look at all those grapes right there. I just moved her over here yesterday off the deck because she keeps on creeping up into everybody else. I'm not going to put it in the ground. I'm going to leave it there for a whole nother year. This is a wild maypop that I picked 2 summers ago down the street while I was walking, and look at her. She's vining out real good this year, y'all. So this is a maypop. This is my Honeycrisp apple tree. I bought one last year from a different source, different company, and it died. And bought this little one this year, and it was just a whip, and so it's thriving in the pot. I'll leave it in the pot until probably next year, and then I'll repot it to a bigger pot. Don Stratton Huckabone gave me 2 plumeria cuttings about 2 years ago. This one took right away and rooted and grew. This one took its sweet little time and started this year, and they were potted on the same day. Olive tree. I've had this olive tree probably 4 years, and I had it in 2 different spaces, planted in the ground. It would not grow. I put it in the pot, and I'll back up a little bit. Look at her. You see my cat in the background. This is my second crabapple tree that I purchased. It's got some little crab apples. If you have apple trees, you need a crabapple tree, because the crabapple tree is the pollinator for the apple trees. I put some wild mint in a pot, remember? On my patch over there. She's still growing. The Meyer lemon tree is a nightmare. As soon as it gets cold outside, this little sucker dies back into the root and then starts again. As you can see, I cut it off because I didn't think it was going to survive. There it is. The one in the ground, she died completely this time. This is a fig tree. I don't like figs, I don't believe. And my mom used to love them. I bought this fig tree and a couple summers ago now. And she died back, and now she's coming up forward. So it's great. I'm excited. We'll see what happens. Looks like the leaves, when they're starting to yellow, they just pop right off. Yeah, easily, too easily. I had an elderberry tree in my front yard, took it up, put it on the side of my yard. My neighbor was mowing for me in his zero turn, I guess you call them, mowed it right over. So it was last summer. It tried to come back, and I dug it up. There it is. Now I have wild elderberry trees in my backyard. This is my mulberry tree. We actually got mulberries this year, mulberry bush, I guess. We actually got mulberries this year on the big tree that's over there. And then after that, the tree has begun to die. So I don't know what's going on over there. Pomegranate tree. I bought this when I bought the fig tree. Little bitty tiny cuttings they send, this big, that you're paying $29 for from Walmart for 3 of them. It was blueberry, fig, and pomegranate, and the blueberry died right away. Orange. Had this 2 years already. I'm going to be cutting this piece off and a few more pieces off. It's from the bottom, these baby pieces, and I'm going to plant them to get more. So as you can see, it's the red navel orange. I will not put it in the ground because it tends to be finicky like that lemon tree and will probably die. Grapevines, you guys. Several different ones. Don't ask me now which ones they are. The tags have popped off, rotted off, faded out. I know what grapes I bought, but I don't know which. If I'm looking at these two, not until they ever create fruit, what they are, okay? This is muscadine. And this is Triumph muscadine. Yep. Everything I'm showing you here is in a pot. I'm gonna leave her in a pot, probably for another year or so. Another grape. All the rest of these that I show you are going to be grapes. Mars seedless. This is only a year old, so I expect fruit from this vine next year. I had a 4-year-old Santa Ana plum, 4-year-old one. He gave me 3 berries in the 3rd year and then died. I bought another one this year. Finally, it's looking pretty healthy. I'm just gonna leave it in a pot for a minute. Just see some more grapevines. And yeah, it just got done raining and I need to spray off my deck, you guys. Don't judge me. This is a new vine I just bought earlier this year. Catawba. Now Catawba, because I wanted a second one, that's the vine that's out in the vineyard that is producing this year for the first time in her 4 years. This is Niagara, which was over on the, see it right there? That. And it died last year after it produced its grapes. So that is a putrid looking, ridiculous looking wine grape. And I need to get close to show you that. This one, another wine grape. Another wine grape. And this is Doreen, which is a muscadine. Okay, so I have 2 muscadines up here, which is Triumph and Doreen. And so let me show you the difference between regular grapes, muscadines, and wine grapes. This is a regular bunch of grapes. Okay, it's a regular bunch. These are muscadines, and they grow one by one. Even though they're in a bunch, they don't look bunched once they get bigger. These are muscadines. That's Triumph, right? These are wine grapes. Very distinctively different. And they always are smaller and sweeter and have tighter bunches. Okay, those are wine grapes. This little one, wine grapes. Okay, so I have Sunbelt, which is what this little one here is with the 2 little bunches. That's Sunbelt, and this one is Black Spanish. Okay, and there's grapes on here, and that's Concord. So all these 3 grapes right here that I've just showed you, they are going to be black, like dark purple. They call them black. That's why that one's Black Spanish. This Triumph, I believe, is going to be a reddish purple. It's not a green grape. Or I could be kidding. It could be a bronze grape. I'm not sure what color Triumph is. Okay. I'm sorry, you guys. That grape I showed you over there, it was not Sunbelt. That has to be the Concord. Both of those grapes over there produced have to be Concord, and then that Black Spanish, because here is Sunbelt right there. And Sunbelt, she's a black grape, dark purple, but she's the one that's full on the vine right here. I'm so excited to see that. All right, guys, that's everything on my dirty deck, okay? Now, I'm going to show you the current pride and joy. Whoo, I'm so excited. The current pride and joy. Bam! This sicko girl here that I whacked and whacked total limbs off of last year. And I can prove it. Big old hunks of her are missing, okay? And I mean big old stumps. Look at my girl. Y'all, I came out here to see these beauties, and I always knock off the ones that are rotten or that have been taken over by the bugaboos. So it has rained, and I've knocked some few rottens down, but for the most part we have grapes, peaches that we will be able to partake of this year. And they are hard still. They're still hard, but close to ripe. So if you look at this one by my hand, I'm so excited. I can't even tell y'all. I can't even tell y'all how excited I am, because she was sick and I didn't get to eat one full peach last year. I had to cut it with the worms in it and try to see if I could taste a piece of peach, but we did not get to eat any peaches last year, baby. And I bet you, like, see, this one has a worm or bug or whatever. I don't keep them. You're not going to be able to eat it. And then you pick it and you're wrong, because that's just the the stuff on it, and then it knocked off another peach. So you got to be real careful. But this is my first year harvest, so I don't care, y'all. Got a few of them, because you have to thin them anyway. They start thinning out, so I guess we can call this thinning. But they were not messed up. They were not. I'm gonna keep them. Now, like this one right here, most likely there's a worm in it. Most likely. So, this is my pride and joy. Oh, this is my pride and joy. I've already picked off two that absolutely were rotten this morning. It had a black hole in it. All right. Then on to my first year. This one's been here 5 years, just like the peach tree. And I've got to show you what I've got. Do you see them? I've got 4 apples. Well, I had 4. Currently, I can put my eyes on one, so 3 of them might have fell, but I don't see them down on the ground. I don't know. And I have the beetles that have now arrived. There's one right there. Japanese beetles. Yeah. I see 2. I see 2 apples. I see 3. Okay. They're still there. This is first year fruiting for my 5-year apple tree. And she's been here literally. This is Beverly Hills apple. Yep, I see 1, 2, 3. I see all 4. I do. I'm stoked. And then there's the beetles. So I will be spraying from those beetles. So y'all, I'm gonna pause you for a second. All right, the Vineyard. Oh, I had some beautiful yellow roses and the wind was blowing her over. Let's check that Vineyard, look at her. Yeah, I had to cover up the beetles and the wasps. And so I've got to get some more fabric. This is that garden fabric. I didn't even have enough to cover up the vine that I really needed to protect because I started at the bottom, but here she is. And the beetles were on her and she's inside netting. They can still get underneath because I haven't gone out here to completely cover her yet. That's the Catalba grape, which is the red grape. You see her. Look at her. I'm gonna think I have some issues. Well, I'm sure I do. With this vine that I'll have to work on next year. So we might get to eat some or might not. She's got sulfur dust on her right now. But I got all the beetles for now off of her. So, and that's a grapevine. Other than that, she's the only grapevine in the vineyard. The rest of these are muscadines in the vineyard. You see them? There's a few on this one. They've been out here 4 years. Well, she's been out here 4 years. She's been out here 2. She's been out here 3 years. The grapevine's been out here 4 years because there was 2 of them and they died. This one has been out here 3 years. You see the difference in the growths of these. My sick little rose bush right there that I think is a climbing rose that I have to get her together. This one's been in the ground 2 years. Now this is creek, which this big long one, that's also creek. Yeah. And I've got to do some cutting down of these really long vines. They're way out here where I'm at. They're halfway in the aisle. Right? Let's see. Let me show you this way. They're halfway in the aisle. And the cat. Okay. Anyway, that's both of the creeks right here. And then there is the, I'm walking kind of fast, but you see, this is beetle damage. And this has happened in the last 2 days. Those are the beetles. So I'll be out here to spray again. You see that? Horrible beetle damage. I'm gonna be spraying some Dawn dishwashing liquid and water with a little bit of vinegar on these guys. I don't think this vine has very many at all. She don't. You see, there's a few. This is another 4-year vine. With this gal, I think this is Nesbit. It's finally dry rotting. And I've tried to keep the tags as long as I could. Yep, that's Nesbit. Right there. All right. This one always escapes me. I have it written down in a book. This is Noble, and the tag is still on Noble, plus it has a different little kind of tag. Noble is full, which is why I covered it. because Noble is 2 years old and has fruited twice already, and this is the third year for Noble. And it's fruited for its third year, and it's third year planting. I'm excited about Noble, and I've tasted it. I was able to taste the very first year a couple of it. This is a Scuppernong, and the Scuppernong I planted 2 years, and there's nothing on it. Nothing. It has really long whips, and I'm going to be cutting them. So I'm probably going to take the netting off of Scuppernong here. Well, I'm not covering anything. So even if the beetle eat her leaves and all that kind of stuff like that, it doesn't matter. She doesn't have any fruit on her. So I'm going to take this down, and we will get it down on that one that has fruit. You can see. Come on, focus. Goodness. That has fruit. I hope I didn't mess up you guys when I was showing you this, because I don't know where it got overly. Yeah, you see her. That wind blew her real good. Man, they're beautiful yellow roses. All right. This girl has been here the entire 4 years. This is Coward. Coward. It took this thing 3 years to make the vine to make it down the vine for 10 feet on each side that it should have made the very first 6 months. Took it 2 years. So last year it made it, and it gave a couple of little bitty fruits, maybe 1 or 2 bunches, and the wasps got them. This year she's done really nicely well. You can see her, and she has fruited very nicely, and she's come down the vine, and then I had to break her back and cut it back, the leads, as you can see here, because she was way down here, and this does not belong to her. It belongs to her. This one had fruit on it when I first bought this 3 years ago. See the beetle damage? Last year she had 2 or 3 wasps ate them. This year we've got just a few. She did not give me much fruit this year. Just right here you see them. All right guys, that is the vineyard. And there's wild muscadine vines over there, but they don't fruit. I let them get on the wire, but they don't fruit. And these are the wild elderberry, which all the flowers are already gone, which means the wind has blown off all the flowers. And if there's no flowers, then there's no elderberries, because the flowers grow into berries. But this is all wild elderberries, and it was filled with, it was literally filled, I'm sorry guys, it was literally filled with flowers, and they're gone. Yep. My cat to lose. All right guys, my next step to come out here is that I have to cut all these whips off. So I'll have to take all this netting off, and we got to get rid of the whips, because what happens is, see the long whips, it takes the energy from ripening the fruit. So you just cut them back a little bit. I'll show you a before and after once I do that, and I'll do that later this week. Okay guys, Miss Cleo here for the Garden of Eden, which is my Garden of Eden, and Kirchy Mini Vineyard. Ready to have another mulberry bush here. I planted her before I planted that other one over there. She has no fruit on her yet. And this is the wild blackberry bush that has decided to die back and then come up again. Yep. All right. One more thing I'll show you real quick. This girl is 5 years old, still no fruit, and the tree's still really little. So, Japanese plum tree, loquat. I ain't got nothing here. This things take forever to grow. And I have a whole bunch of babies down there that I'm gonna cut off and see if I can get them to root, to have me some more. I gotta do some more research because I've tried and tried and tried and tried and tried. I don't wanna lose them before I figure out how to get them to grow. Because when I sell this house, I'm taking these with me. It takes forever, you guys, forever for a loquat tree. Not even 5 years has produced anything on her yet. All right, Miss Cleo here again for the Garden of Eden, which is my Garden of Eden. The last vision you're gonna see is my peach tree. Bam! Isn't she lovely? Bye for now.